Hello people, almost off-grid Dave here, aka Captain Dave, and this old fella down here, he's my best mate Wally. Okay, so this is the, well, I'd call it the Franken-Mower. It's an old mower made out of 3 different model mowers. This engine has had its day, she's knackered, so what I'm going to do is to swap it over, hopefully, with John Deere. I'm hoping this engine is going to fit on this mower. So the first thing to do is remove the pulley and 4 bolts that hold the, these are a bugger to work on, these things. So now we can pull the motor off. You see the front tyres are seen better days. First thing to do is to get the John Deere and try and mount it on the onto the thing. Right, so let's have a look. Take the engine. Okay, so I've already found a problem. The bolt holes are going to line up, but here, I don't know if you can see that. Here, there's a flange that I welded on there to strengthen up the engine base. Now this engine won't go back far enough, so I've actually got to cut that down. Just where the engine goes, about 1/4 inch tall. So I'll get the disc cutter out and we'll have a go at that. Probably not the best way to do it. And it did it. So I'm just going to clean that up with the angle grinder disc. Put the grinding disc in. At some stage we'll give it a lick of paint. So, hey, what's that? There's a roll pin I lost. Was 2. It was there all the time. I lost this little roll pin. Couldn't find it anyway. Right, so let's see if this engine will fit now. Oh. Oh, I'm getting too old for this stuff. Looking to me like it still needs a little bit more. Oh, where's it hitting? No, it's not. No, it's clear. Beautiful. It's looking like it's clear. So now, now we have the task of getting the bolts in. Put a little bit of oil on them. Let's see if we can start a thread. Actually, it's probably easier to start this side. We've got one started. Quite honestly, I'm over it for today. I think I've done enough. I've got the motor in, folded up. The pulley's on, the belts are on, and well, we're ready to sort of have a go at firing it up, I guess. So I've got to sort out this could be a temporary fuel tank. I've got to sort out some wiring for the starter motor. This is the wrong starter motor, so I don't know if it's going to work. This is off an older version. In fact, it's off the old motor. So, but if we get the engine running and it's worth getting going further, we might even buy a new starter motor for it. Anyway, I think that'll do for the day. Not at all. Okay, now it's the next day, and well, we're going to check the engine. I've done a little bit of wiring. I'll go through that in a minute. So now what I can do is I can actually turn the motor over. Check the spark. This is the original. The original coil wasn't sparking, but it could be because it wasn't close enough to the flywheel, so I'll probably have another go at that. But it just so happens the old engine, coil off the old engine fits the new engine, which is really cool. Yeah, so here's the preliminary, just sort of basic wiring. You've just got a little solenoid there. Yellow battery lead goes to the positive of the battery. Blue lead to negative just goes to a ground point on the chassis. There's just a bolt. So one side of the solenoid coil is connected to the positive section, or the positive nut. And then we have this wire, and I've just got it I've just got a bare end on it, and I just there you go. That's just the wiring to test the system. There's a bit more wiring to do once we get to that stage, but for now that'll do, just to test the motor. And I'm just glad that starter motor worked off the old engine and the coil. So really good so far. Success. So, does it run? So the next phase is to get a bit of fuel. So we've checked that we've got a spark. The engine turns on the starter motor, and it's got compression. You can tell that by the way it's turning. So here I have a syringe. This is how I test engines to see if they're going to run. I get a syringe of fuel and I squirt a bit down the carburetor like that. Not too much. Now we'll give it a turn and see what happens. Okay, mission successful, the engine runs. And it actually sounds quite good, although there's no muffler on it at this stage. So she is a bit loud. So with that in mind, as long as the carburetor's okay, we should have a working mower in the not too distant future. Okay, so the next phase of the Operation Franken-Mower is to get it actually running on the carburetor. Now, this little thing here, I believe, is a fuel tap. There's two wires going, it one goes to ground and the other one goes round the other side. And I think that's going to be a 12 volt feed to turn the fuel on. These modern contraptions I'm not really sure about, but anyway. So let's give it a go and see if we can fire her up on the carburetor. So I ended up using the original tyres. They both had leaks, but I was talking about stuff. I think it's called Slime as a brand name. I could get that, but this stuff was cheaper. This is called Liquid Patch. So what you do is you actually pull that out. That's your, hang on, screw it in first, and you pull out the tube. Use this little tool here, and you take the valve out of the tyre. I've actually already done this, so I'm not going to demonstrate it. So when the tyre is empty, no air in it, you actually put this stuff over the valve, and you pour or you squeeze the liquid in there, and then you put the valve back in and inflate the tyre, and well, it seems to work quite well. I've been doing a bit of mowing, and so far so good. So yeah, next phase will be I want to weld this muffler. It's not the most efficient muffler, weld it to the exhaust pipe there. I'll try and do that tomorrow, and hopefully should be a bit quieter then. But within the next couple of days we may well be mowing the lawn, which will be fantastic. Come on. Here's Wally. Hello, mate. You come to give us a hand, have you? Hey, come here. Atta boy. Come on. Yeah. Good boy, Vol. Hey. Okay, so day 3 of the Franken-Mower rebuild is coming to an end. I'm having a beer. Cheers. So what we've done today is we've bodged the exhaust onto the exhaust muffler, onto the exhaust pipe. Hello, Wall. Come and say hello. Over there. Here's Wally. You come to say hello. We've rigged up a temporary fuel tank. I'll just grab the camera and we'll have a look. Okay, so I've just bolted on a piece of steel with an angle onto the steering frame there. One bolt just holding it in, and just tied the fuel tank there temporarily. So then we've got the fuel pipe going through a fuel filter into the carburetor. The air shield is back on. Now the exhaust muffler, rather than weld it, I decided I found a bit of tube that was a little bit too big. Put a split in it and a couple of clamps just to, it's a little bit loose, but it seems to work, so that's the main thing. I've not done anything with the wiring yet, so it's still a bit bodgy. Anyway, I suppose we'll fire up and take it for a little run. How you doing, Wall? Having a sniff, mate. Good boy. Okay folks, so there it is. The mower lives again. It still needs stuff doing to it, but I think that'll do for this video. And yeah, well, it just shows you there's recycling and there's recycling. Righto.
Hey!